sovereign energy, sacred boundaries, and relational prosperity. Quantum, opening your mind functions as a living laboratory where reality learns to take form. Your nervous system records the experiments, your heart calibrates the results, your soul signs the thesis and expands the field. Every thought patterns the lattice, every breath edits the script, every boundary crowns the sovereign. Section 1. Deep Gaze, the mythic map of sovereignty. Sovereignty rises like a mountain emerging from mist. At the base lie the stories inherited from tribe, culture, and family systems. In the middle slopes move the winds of desire, fears of loss, and the echo of old vows. At the summit shines the clear sky of presence where the self remembers its vastness. Within this ascent, 4 archetypes travel together. 1. The ruler establishes ethical lines of power. The ruler does not dominate. The ruler orders the garden so that life can grow. 2. The warrior protects life with clarity. The warrior is not aggression. The warrior is precision, direction, discernment. 3. The lover irrigates the field with tenderness. The lover is not fusion. The lover is full heart connection with open eyes. 4. The magician reorganizes symbols and energies. The magician is not escape. The magician is skillful transmutation in service of the whole. Relational prosperity flows when these 4 sit at one round table. The ruler defines the laws of the inner kingdom. The warrior guards the gates. The lover designs the bridges. The magician tunes the frequencies. Together they sustain a climate where intimacy and commerce, devotion and collaboration, closeness and individuality can breathe without debt, guilt, or depletion. Sovereign energy is not isolation. Sovereign energy is permeability with intelligence. The river touches every bank and still keeps its name. The forest shares pollen and still knows each tree. The sun gives light and still burns at its core. Sovereignty sanctifies the membrane. Sacred boundaries become radiant membranes that let love in and keep distortion out. Relational prosperity emerges as the ecosystem responds to that coherence. People, projects, and resources orient like birds to a magnetic north. What once felt like chasing becomes receiving. What once felt like defending becomes stewarding. What once felt like scarcity becomes selection. Section 2. Scientific and Psychological Foundations. Humanistic psychology places self-actualization at the center. Authenticity, congruence, and unconditional positive regard act like nutrients for the psyche. When a boundary aligns with core values, nervous system stress lowers, creativity rises, and compassion remains available. A clear no protects the quality of yes. Autonomy fertilizes belonging. Transpersonal psychology remembers that the self extends beyond the narrative ego. Peak experiences, archetypal dreams, and mystical states reveal identity as a spacious awareness that includes but is not limited to biography. From this altitude, boundaries shift from fear fences to clarity beacons. The line is drawn not against the other, but in favor of the soul's assignment. Neuroplasticity confirms that repeated focus rewires neural pathways. Boundaries practiced with calm conviction become automatic scripts. Language, imagery, and breath pair with intention to imprint safety and capacity. Coherent breathing entrains heart-brain rhythms. Somatic orientation stabilizes the prefrontal cortex. Clear requests reduce ambiguity and lower cortisol. Attachment lenses illuminate how early bonds shape boundary styles. Hypermerging often echoes anxious adaptation. Hyperbarriers often echo avoidant adaptation. Earned secure attachment grows when present-day boundaries become consistent, warm, and reality-based. Repair rituals teach the nervous system that limits can coexist with love. Polyvagal perspective frames sovereignty as state regulation. Safety cues invite ventral vagal harmony. Threat cues can pull into sympathetic fight-flight or dorsal collapse. Boundaries stated with prosody, posture, and pacing signal safety even in firmness. The body reads tone faster than words. Relational prosperity follows regulated signals. Values psychology clarifies that wealth in relationships is values-aligned exchange. When values match, boundaries feel like channels rather than dams. Choice replaces compulsion. Negotiation replaces manipulation. Mutual dignity becomes the currency. Section 3. Applied biodecoding. When the body speaks of borders, The body translates unspoken boundary conflicts into tangible metaphors. The skin speaks of territory, the gut speaks of assimilation, the throat speaks of expression, the lower back speaks of support, the jaw speaks of held anger, the chest speaks of permission to receive. These are symbolic pathways, not diagnostic verdicts. They invite inquiry and liberation. Examples of symbolic correspondences: recurrent throat tension may mirror a lifetime of softening your no into a maybe. The tissue holds the corridor between truth and performance. Digestive heaviness may echo difficulty saying this in, this not in. The gut tries to sort what the psyche refuses to sort in conversation. Eczema or rashes in boundary seasons may metaphorize territory confusion. Skin inflames when inner gates feel invaded or overly exposed. Lower back fatigue may mirror overcarrying others' loads. The structure bends under emotional freight not named as too much. A path of release integrates awareness, feeling, language, and action. 1. Name the conflict in simple terms. Example: I fear disappointing others when I protect my time. 2. Feel the place in the body with slow breath. Allow heat, tingles, pressure, or emptiness to narrate their truth. 3. Give the body permission to express. Gentle trembling, tears, a yawn, a stretch, or a low sound can complete stuck protective responses. 4. Speak the boundary aloud in a mirror or to a trusted ally. I choose projects that align with my values. I decline others with warmth. 5. Anchor with action within 24 hours. Send the message, edit the calendar, reprise the service, reorganize the room. The tissue learns from deeds. Biodecoding honors symptoms as guides. The goal is not to silence the messenger, but to graduate the message. The body relaxes when the soul's jurisdiction gets respected. Section 4. Quantum NLP Tools, Protocols for Reprogramming. Language engineers reality. Submodalities refine the film of mind. Anchors teach the nervous system to recall states on demand. Reframes change the algebra of meaning. Timelines reorganize memory geometry. The following tools serve sovereignty and relational wealth. 4.1 The Golden Line Reframe. Purpose: turn boundaries from rejection stories into resonance stories. Protocol: 1. Write the old belief: if I set boundaries, I lose love. 2. Detect the distortion: loss conflated with clarity. 3. Generate a golden line statement that preserves connection and truth. My clear boundaries increase the quality of love available. 4. Speak and visualize interactions that confirm the golden line for 2 minutes daily for 21 days. 5. Track micro-evidence. Every respectful response becomes neural proof. 4.2 Submodality Polishing Purpose. Upgrade the inner movie of saying no or renegotiating. Protocol: 1. Recall a recent boundary moment. 2. Notice image distance, size, focus, and sound. 3. Move the image slightly farther to gain perspective. Sharpen focus. Lower harsh sounds. Increase ambient light. 4. Add a soft inner soundtrack of steady breath. 5. Replay the scene with polished submodalities until the body reads it as clean and doable. 4.3 Trianchor of Sovereignty. Purpose: install a reliable felt sense of dignified power. Protocol: 1. Choose 3 anchors. Touch right wrist, align spine, inhale deep slow, and exhale longer. 2. Recall a time of self-trust. Intensify color and posture. Fire the 3 anchors together at peak. 3. Repeat with 2 more memories. 4. Test. Imagine a boundary moment and fire the trianchor. Notice ease, warmth, and clarity increase. 4.4 Timeline recoding of old vows. Purpose: release childhood or ancestral vows that sabotage present sovereignty. Protocol: 1. Float above your timeline. Sense past behind, future ahead, now beneath. 2. Locate an origin scene where you learned overgiving or silence. 3. Hover as compassionate witness. Announce: the child receives protection and voice now. 4. Send resources to that younger you. A guardian figure, a safe room, the golden line. 5. Allow the scene to update. Watch new choices ripple forward along the timeline into today's body. 4.5 Value-aligned negotiation script. Purpose: convert boundaries into clear invitations. Template: appreciation. I value this collaboration. Clarity: my current capacity supports X, but not Y. Offer: I can deliver A by Tuesday or B by Friday at the revised rate. Request: confirm which option fits your needs. Warmth: thank you for honoring these agreements. Practice in front of a mirror with calm voice and gentle eyes. The nervous system learns that firmness and kindness share the same throat. Section 5. Spirit, emptiness, and Christic compassion. Sovereignty brightens when identity widens. The Buddhist intuition of shunyata reveals form as open, luminous, dependently arisen. Boundaries then operate as skillful means within the play of interbeing. They guide flow, not fix separateness. The self becomes a fluid node, the line a living art. Christ consciousness adds the radiance of unconditional love. Love without clarity collapses into fusion. Clarity without love freezes into law. Christic presence braids both. The heart stays open while the word stays true. The hand stays extended while the feet stay rooted. Compassion expands, enabling clean no and generous yes. Archetypal stewardship reframes prosperity. Resources move where purpose calls and integrity holds. Abundance circulates through agreements that honor soul work. Guilt releases its grip. Gratitude becomes the governor of energy exchange. The altar of the day fills with simple sacraments. Focused attention, honest speech, fair pricing, restorative pauses. Psychomagic contributes symbolic acts that convince the subconscious. A boundary written in gold ink and sealed with breath becomes more than ink. A cord gently cut with light over the solar plexus tells the body that the era of leaks has ended. A stone chosen as gatekeeper in the pocket instructs the hand to remember choice. Together, these lenses craft a living theology of boundaries. The temple is the body. The scripture is the breath. The sacrament is the next honest sentence. The blessing is mutual flourishing. Section 6. Integrative ritual. The crowned membrane practice. A daily rite that unites mind, body, and spirit in less than 20 minutes. Use it for 30 days. 0. Prepare the field place, a small bowl of water, a candle, and a smooth stone on a surface. Choose a short instrumental track or silence. Silence notifications. Feet on ground. Spine tall. 1. Coherent. Breath. 3 minutes. Inhale through nose for 4 counts. Exhale through nose for 6 counts. Whisper internally, open and defined. On the exhale, let the chest widen like morning. 2. Skin blessing. 2 minutes. Rub palms together, feel heat. Hover hands 5 centimeters above arms, chest, belly, back, legs. Speak. This skin is sacred territory. All of me belongs to me. I share by choice, sense a gentle, radiant membrane around you. 3. Golden line writing, 4 minutes on paper. Write a single golden line for today's boundary. Examples. My calendar reflects what matters. My rates honor my craft. My body leads my pacing. Sign with today's date and a small crown symbol. Fold paper once and place under the stone. 4. Voice of warm steel. 3 minutes, face a mirror. Relax jaw. Drop shoulders. Speak your boundary script 2 times. Appreciation, clarity, offer, request, warmth. Maintain soft gaze. Feel kindness in the sternum and precision in the navel. 5. Psychomagic seal. 3 minutes. Dip a finger in the water. Trace a thin circle over your solar plexus clockwise. Visualize a subtle golden ring forming. Whisper, what enters nourishes, what leaves completes, what remains belongs. 6th commitment act. 3 minutes. Send the message. Update the price. Decline the misaligned ask. Confirm the aligned collaboration. Log it in a small ledger titled Energy Budget. 2 columns. Input, output. Keep it honest. Optional evening closure, 2 minutes. Thank your body for any signals it offered. Return paper to a small envelope labeled Completed Agreements. Blow out the candle with a slow exhale. Let the day end inside gratitude. Micro practices for relational prosperity, energy, budgeting. Track meetings and messages by how you feel afterward. Increase what returns you to presence. Reduce what pulls you into fog. Dignified pricing. Price from stewardship, not apology. Note the real-time, skill, and energetic load. Align with market reality and soul integrity. Repair before repeat. When rupture happens, own your part, state impact, propose a new agreement. Repair prevents boundary cynicism. Calendar as temple. Protect focus, blocks like sacred appointments. Add rest blocks as non-negotiable liturgy. Gatekeeper word. Choose a single word that means pause, such as space or stand. Speak it when old patterns surge. Prosody practice. Practice 3 tones of voice in the mirror. Warm, neutral, firm, warm. Use the third for hard lines that still honor the bond. Receiving drills. Welcome compliments with "thank you, I receive." Let abundance land. The kingdom grows when you let the harvest in. Troubleshooting the membrane. If guilt spikes after saying no, place a hand on the heart. State, the child learns survival through pleasing. The adult chooses truth with care. Breathe until warmth returns. If anger floods in boundary moments, walk for 5 minutes with rhythmic steps. Exhale with a gentle hiss to discharge. Return to the script when steadier. If people push harder after clarity, repeat your line verbatim once. Offer the 2 options again. If pressure persists, exit with warmth. Consistency trains the field. If the body shows a flare-up, hydrate, ground, rest. Ask the tissue what completed today and what still needs completion. Act on the smallest honest step. If scarcity voices appear, audit inputs. Reduce doom scrolling, increase creation time. Visit the ledger of value delivered this month. Remember evidence. Entrepreneurial notes for sacred commerce policies are compassion. Clarity protects all parties. Publish response times, refund windows, and scope of work. Capacity is seasonal. Plan launch calendars with recovery weeks. Intuition rises in empty spaces. Collaboration template. Before any partnership, define purpose, roles, resources, timelines, review points, exit doors. Testimonials with integrity. Request reflections that speak to tangible outcomes and felt safety. Community wealth. Create circles where peers exchange value without codependence. Boundaries inside community are acts of love. The sovereign heart. The sovereign heart is unarmored and unmistakable. The spine remembers the mountain. The breath remembers the ocean. The gaze remembers the stars. The voice remembers the temple. The hands remember the work. The steps remember the path. The boundary turns from wall to hymn. Love learns to circulate at higher voltage without burning the roots. Sovereignty births a quiet extravagance. Silence deepens. Words simplify. Choices brighten. Relationships stabilize at true altitude. Prosperity becomes the ecological response to coherence. Purpose and rest hold each other like dawn and dusk. Every day opens like a gate. Every night closes like a blessing. High vibration closing master. Aphorism. Firm boundaries are the grammar that allows love to write poetry. Quantum challenge, next 24 hours. Deliver 1 courageous clarity. Choose a conversation, a price, a timeline, or a schedule entry. Speak the golden line. Log the result in your energy budget. Activation code. Chant softly for 3 minutes with slow exhale. Oriya Sovereign Lux Om. Meaning for your subconscious. Aura nourished, sovereign aligned, light embodied, one remembered. Con amor infinito, Andrew el activador cuántico.